The European Union is intensifying efforts to strengthen its relationship with Turkey, focusing primarily on enhancing commercial ties in 2024. This initiative continues despite Turkey's increasing alignment with the BRICS nations, which it views as a strategic alternative, especially given its frustration with the slow progress in EU accession talks. EU policymakers are growing concerned that if Turkey deepens its connections with the BRICS bloc, dominated by China, Russia, and Iran, it may drift further from European standards and priorities. In response, Brussels is boosting engagement, offering new opportunities for dialogue and cooperation. The goal is that renewed negotiations and a modernized customs framework will encourage Turkey to reconsider deepening ties with non-Western powers, ultimately ensuring it remains within the European sphere. In November 2024, Turkey was granted partner country status by BRICS, a significant move towards stronger ties with the bloc, which has disappointed both the EU and NATO allies. This video explores these evolving dynamics and analyzes how Turkey's potential pivot toward BRICS could reshape the political and economic landscape of both the Middle East and Europe. The history of Turkey's EU membership bid. Turkey's relationship with the European Economic Community, EEC, the precursor to the European Union, began in 1959 when it applied for associate membership. This was part of Turkey's broader strategy to modernize its economy and align with Western Europe. In response, the EEC proposed an association agreement, serving as an interim step toward full membership. This resulted in the signing of the Ankara Agreement on September 12, 1963, which came into force on December 1, 1964. The agreement set the stage for a three-phase process of Turkey's integration into the EEC, beginning with reducing economic disparities. The initial phase focused on facilitating the free movement of goods between Turkey and the EEC through the establishment of a customs union, aiming for Turkey's full membership contingent upon meeting economic and political criteria. The agreement also established an association council to oversee its implementation. In 1970, an additional protocol was signed between Turkey and the EEC, further detailing steps toward achieving a customs union and eventual membership. Turkey's formal EU membership application in 1987, Turkey formally applied for full membership in the EEC, the predecessor to the European Union. The application was submitted under Article 237 of the EEC Treaty, which allowed non-member countries to join the community. Turkey's application was acknowledged by the European Commission, but it identified several issues that needed to be addressed, such as economic instability, human rights concerns, and political tensions with Greece and over the Cyprus conflict. As a result, the Commission postponed Turkey's application, emphasizing the need for further alignment with European norms. Despite this, Turkey made significant reforms. In 1995, after 2 years of negotiations, Turkey and the EU established a customs union, which came into effect on January 1, 1996. This agreement allowed for the free movement of goods between Turkey and the EU and aligned Turkey's customs regulations with EU standards. However, the customs union did not cover vital economic areas like agriculture, services, or public procurement. Candidate status and negotiations. In 1999, at the Helsinki European Council, Turkey was officially recognized as a candidate for EU membership, marking a key moment in its long-standing aspirations. Formal accession negotiations began on October 3, 2005. However, by 2024, Turkey remains a candidate country and the accession process has stalled. Out of 35 required negotiation chapters, only 16 have been opened, with just one provisionally closed. Stalled progress and recent developments. Since 2016, Turkey's EU accession talks have stalled primarily due to concerns over democratic institutions and human rights. The European Commission's 2023 report highlighted significant deficiencies in Turkey's democratic framework, making progress toward accession increasingly difficult. Key issues include political and human rights concerns, with EU members such as France and Germany expressing worries over Turkey's human rights record, the shrinking space for democracy, and restrictions on press freedom. These concerns intensified after the 2016 coup attempt and the subsequent constitutional reforms under President Erdogan, which concentrated power and curtailed liberties. Cyprus and Turkey's EU ambitions. Cyprus, which gained independence from British colonial rule in 1960, continues to be a source of political tension, especially in relation to Turkey's EU accession. The unresolved Cyprus conflict has been a significant barrier to Turkey's full integration into the European Union. The power-sharing arrangement between Greek and Turkish Cypriots began with hopes of fostering unity. However, growing intercommunal tensions eventually led to a Turkish military intervention in 1974, triggered by a Greek-backed coup. This intervention resulted in the division of the island into two entities: the internationally recognized Republic of Cyprus in the south, and the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus, TRNC, in the north, a region that remains unrecognized by any nation except Turkey. In 2004, Cyprus became a full member of the European Union, with the accession seen as a potential catalyst for resolving the island's ongoing division. However, the expansion of the EU has complicated the situation, as the entire island is considered part of the Union, while EU laws are suspended in areas not under the effective control of the Republic of Cyprus. Despite being an EU member, Cyprus remains divided, with the south controlled by the Republic of Cyprus and the north by the TRNC. Efforts to mediate the conflict have been ongoing, with the EU supporting United Nations (UN) initiatives for a bi-communal and federal solution. However, progress has been slow, and the division continues to strain relations between the EU and Turkey. When examining cultural and identity factors, it is essential to consider the secularism established in Turkey during the early 20th century. The principle of separating religion from the state, known as laïcité, was enshrined in the 1928 constitutional amendment, which removed Islam as the state religion. Further reforms led by Mustafa Kemal Atatürk solidified secularism as a core feature of the modern Turkish Republic, aiming to modernize and democratize the country. Despite its secular constitution, Turkey remains predominantly Muslim, with estimates suggesting that over 80% of its population adheres to Islam, mainly Sunni, though there is a significant minority of Alevi Muslims. This demographic reality has sparked debates about the compatibility of Turkey's Islamic identity with the EU's secular and liberal values. Several EU member states have raised concerns about the potential challenges in reconciling Turkey's Muslim-majority society with European norms. In contrast, Turkey stresses its secular constitution and democratic framework as evidence of its compatibility with EU standards. However, recent shifts in Turkey's approach to secularism, such as the conversion of Hagia Sophia into a mosque in 2020 and the reopening of the Kora Church for Muslim worship in 2024, have sparked debates about the state's role in religious matters and its implications for secularism. Additionally, the introduction of a new national education curriculum focusing more on religious studies has raised alarms about the erosion of secular educational foundations in the country. Now, taking a brief pause, if you're enjoying this video, please consider liking it. Your support helps us reach a wider audience, and sharing your thoughts or feedback in the comments would mean even more. Thanks for watching. Let's dive back into the discussion. Why is Turkey interested in joining BRICS? From an economic perspective, alignment with BRICS could provide Turkey with access to new markets for its goods and services. As the world's 19th largest economy, with a GDP of approximately $96 billion in 2023, Turkey is eager to diversify its economic partnerships beyond its traditional Western allies. Engaging with BRICS, a group representing around 40% of the global population and a significant share of the world's GDP, offers abundant opportunities for trade and growth. BRICS countries, which together contribute a substantial portion of global economic output, present Turkey with possibilities to expand its economic influence. In addition to boosting trade, Turkey stands to benefit from increased investments and technology exchanges, particularly with BRICS members like China and Russia. These exchanges could enhance Turkey's technological capabilities and infrastructure, both crucial components of its long-term economic development. Moreover, BRICS is focused on reducing reliance on the US dollar by promoting local currencies and exploring new reserve currencies. These initiatives align with Turkey's aspirations to bolster financial stability and mitigate risks from currency fluctuations. Geopolitically, joining BRICS offers Turkey a way to recalibrate its relations with Western powers while strengthening its role in a multipolar world order. This strategy aims to enhance Turkey's geopolitical leverage without severing its ties to NATO or the EU. Additionally, Turkey seeks a more prominent role in global decision-making by aligning with BRICS, a coalition that advocates for a more equitable international structure. This approach reflects Turkey's criticism of the current Western-dominated global system and its push for more inclusive global governance. The European Union (EU) has intensified efforts to engage Turkey by focusing on the revival and modernization of the customs union. The goal is to expand cooperation into areas such as services, public procurement, and sustainable growth. This move aims not only to reduce trade tensions but also to improve migration management, which has been a central aspect of the 2016 EU-Turkey deal. Despite these attempts, Turkey continues to pursue membership in the BRICS group, seeking to diversify its economic partnerships and strengthen ties with non-Western powers. This shift reflects Turkey's broader foreign policy goals, which prioritize expanding its influence and forging economic ties beyond the Western alliances that have traditionally defined its foreign policy. Turkey's frustration with the stalled EU accession talks has pushed it to explore alternative pathways. Seeking more diverse international relations, Turkey has increasingly looked toward organizations such as the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, SCO, and BRICS. These groups represent a strategic pivot from a Western-centered orientation to deeper engagement with emerging global powers. Turkey has been an observer at the SCO since 2012 and has shown a clear interest in gaining full membership. President Erdogan's participation in SCO summits highlights Turkey's desire to enhance its Eurasian influence through collaboration with countries like China, Russia, India, and Pakistan. With Erdogan set to attend the SCO summit in Kazakhstan, Turkey is signaling its commitment to deepening ties within this influential organization. In addition to the SCO, Turkey has also expressed keen interest in joining BRICS: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Russian President Vladimir Putin has supported Turkey's aspirations, recognizing the benefits of closer economic and security cooperation among BRICS members. Turkish Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan has actively engaged with BRICS leaders, participating in BRICS Plus meetings, and advocating for Turkey's inclusion. This move is part of Turkey's broader strategy to reduce reliance on Western-dominated economic and political systems, diversifying its global partnerships while maintaining its strategic ties with NATO and the EU. Turkey's pursuit of both SCO and BRICS membership underscores its adaptive foreign policy, aimed at balancing relations between Western allies and emerging powers. By leveraging its unique geopolitical position, Turkey seeks to benefit from multiple alliances. But this shift raises concerns in the West about Turkey's long-term strategic orientation. Questions about Turkey's commitment to NATO and other Western structures have surfaced, particularly as its foreign policy increasingly aligns with non-Western nations. To counterbalance this shift, the EU has developed a three-phase blueprint aimed at reinvigorating its engagement with Turkey. This plan includes increased high-level meetings, the resumption of European Investment Bank (EIB) activities in Turkey, and the eventual modernization of the customs union. These initiatives seek to address key challenges in trade, energy, and migration while reinforcing EU-Turkey ties. One of the key proposals is to modernize the customs union, a framework originally established in 1995, to include areas like agriculture, services, and public procurement. This overhaul would alleviate trade tensions, streamline regulations, and bring Turkey closer to EU standards. However, several EU countries remain opposed to Turkey's EU membership. Germany in particular has been one of the most vocal critics, with Chancellor Angela Merkel and other German officials advocating for halting or even ending the negotiations due to concerns over Turkey's human rights record and rule of law issues. Relations have soured further over Turkey's detention of German citizens and Erdogan's calls for German Turks to oppose Merkel in elections. Austria has also been firmly against Turkey's accession, citing concerns over mass arrests following the 2016 coup attempt and the perceived erosion of democracy in Turkey. While France's stance on Turkey's EU bid has fluctuated, the current government expresses concerns about Turkey's adherence to European values. Belgium has recently toughened its position as well, with Prime Minister Charles Michel urging the cessation of accession talks. Cyprus and Greece, while technically supportive of Turkey's potential EU membership, have made it clear that Turkey must resolve issues related to Cyprus and improve bilateral relations before any progress can be made. This issue remains a significant barrier to Turkey's EU aspirations. Meanwhile, Turkey's growing interest in BRICS highlights its determination to establish broader international alliances and decrease dependence on Western-dominated organizations. Foreign Minister Fidan has reiterated Turkey's desire to join BRICS, emphasizing that membership would complement, not replace, Turkey's NATO and EU relationships. This perspective is aimed at strengthening Turkey's economic and global standing. Russia, in particular, has been supportive of Turkey's aspirations, with President Putin affirming that the issue would be discussed at upcoming BRICS meetings. High-level discussions with China, such as Fidan's recent visit, have focused on expanding economic cooperation, especially in increasing imports of Turkish goods and deepening bilateral relations. In terms of defense, President Erdogan has pressed Chancellor Olaf Scholz to lift Germany's block on the sale of Eurofighter Typhoon jets to Turkey. This request follows Turkey's scaling back of a $23 billion deal for F-16 fighter jets with the United States and its procurement of Russian-made air defense systems and equipment for a nuclear plant from Russia. However, given the ongoing diplomatic strains between Turkey and Germany, particularly regarding Turkey's military actions in Syria, its purchase of Russian air defenses, and the delay in approving Sweden's NATO membership, Berlin is unlikely to ease its stance on defense exports. Germany's sizable Turkish diaspora has added complexity to the bilateral relationship. This community, one of Germany's largest immigrant groups, has influenced German perspectives on Turkey's EU membership. The Turkish diaspora in Germany is politically active, with organizations like the Union of European Turkish Democrats, UETD, and religious groups such as the D-Type playing key roles in shaping political discourse. These connections have created diplomatic tensions, particularly after Erdogan's inflammatory comments accusing Germany of Nazi-like practices and the contentious referendums held within the Turkish community. These issues have exacerbated existing concerns in Germany about Turkey's human rights record, democratic backsliding, and assertive foreign policies in regions like Syria and the Eastern Mediterranean. The EU, especially Germany, remains critical of Turkey's political trajectory, particularly its authoritarian shift and human rights violations. These concerns clash with the EU's foundational values, and the large Turkish diaspora in Germany has introduced a domestic political dimension. German leaders are forced to balance international priorities with the political concerns of their Turkish electorate, complicating Turkey's EU aspirations. As Turkey continues to navigate these complex relationships, its foreign policy evolution will be pivotal in determining its future alliances and its role on the global stage. Whether Turkey's pursuit of SCO and BRICS membership will lead to a permanent shift away from Europe remains to be seen. But it is clear that Turkey is seeking to diversify its global partnerships and assert itself as a key player in both the Eastern and Western hemispheres. Thank you for watching. We appreciate your support, and if you found this content insightful, please consider liking and subscribing to stay updated with our future videos. Your engagement is highly valued.